Hello guys, so this is the continuation of previous class standard costing part 2. So in part 1 we discussed the basic concept of standard costing and meaning of standard costing, why standard costing, what is the purpose of standard costing, and also what is variance analysis, and also we discussed about material cost variances. Fine. And in part 1 and part 2 we worked out the problems from the input material also. So the third part, that is the videos, the present video is third part, which basically covers about labor cost variances and also some problems related to both labor cost as well as material cost variances. Okay, so that is my objective. So this is the continuation of previous part videos. So to understanding the basics of standard costing and meaning of standard costing, you please refer the part 1 video, and the problems related to standard costing related to material cost variances, you please refer the part 1 and part 2 videos. Okay, so we will directly go to the labor cost variances. Labor cost variances. So what is this labor cost variances? What is this labor cost variances? So before getting into labor, we already discussed about material. So material, under the material variances, you have different kind of variances like usage variances, price variances, and also efficiency variances, correct, and also cost variances, sub usage variances, all these variances. So in your cost sheet, if you see the expenses, breakup of the expenses, the primary expenses, primary overhead, that is basically your direct material, direct labor, and direct overheads, correct. So for this we are applying the standard costing. So why standard costing, why variances, those things I already explained. Please refer the previous videos. I am not going to explain much further about that. So what we are going to cover is directly about the labor cost variances. Okay, so what is this labor cost variances? Labor means what? Normally labor in the sense we have to employ the peoples and we have to pay them wages or salary, whatever it is, for the work we get from the labor, correct. So why this variances for labor also? Similar to material, for labor also we have to create standards. Similar to material, for labor also we have to create standards. Why? Because we have to save the cost. That is the ultimate objective. We have to make our business efficient. We have to run our business effectively and efficiently. That is the objective. Okay, so that is why there is a standard costing. There is a separate analysis for labor variances also. So under this thing you have a lot of so whatever you did for material costing, same logic, same formula will come. There we used material, here we are employing labor. That is the different. There we used the material, here we are employing the labor. So the formula and the structure and everything is same. Only the name, the little bit we have to change, because there we used the price variance. Price, we used the word price. Material means price. We have to ask what is the price of material. Like labor, while paying the wages, we have to say rate. What is the rate we have to pay? Labor rate per hour or labor rate per day. So there it is price, here it is rate. Okay. Similarly, here also there will first, what is the first thing? Just we will go through the presentation. What is the first thing here? Direct labor cost variances. What is this labor cost variances? Similar to material cost variances. In material cost variances, What is the meaning of material cost variance? For my standard quantity and for my standard rate of material, for my standard quantity and standard price, I am comparing my standard quantity for actual production and standard price versus actual quantity into actual price. Actual quantity into actual price. Actual quantity produced into actual price. So that is the material cost variance. Similarly, a labor cost variance means what is the standard labor I should have used actually. For my actual production, what is the standard labor I should have used into standard rate. Standard rate means what is the rate I have to pay to labor. Okay, that is one thing, that is standard. Actual in the sense actually how much labor I used, that is actual labor, actual hours, we can say actual hours, hours worked, how many hours worked. So actual hours into how much I actually paid, that is actual rate. Okay, if I compare my standard versus actual, then I will get this labor cost variance. Okay, we will discuss the formula. I will show you the formula in next slide. Before that, I just wanted to know you the meaning first. Okay, I just wanted to know you the meaning. So what is the next point? Labor rate variance. As I said, what is my standard rate? What is the actual rate you paid? Compare both these two things. Then you will get the labor rate variances. Okay. And the formula is given here. That is wage rate variance is equal to standard rate minus actual rate into actual hours. That is standard rate into actual hours minus actual rate into actual hours. Okay, what is the actual, as per standard, what is the rate I should have used, but what I actually used, that is the comparison with the actual hours. Okay, I will show you this formulas in a proper format. We will in the next slide we will just view those things. Okay, what is the next thing? Labor efficiency variance is also termed as labor time variances. Efficiency variance. What is this efficiency? What is the meaning of efficiency? Efficiency related to hours. Actually, as per standard, how many hours you should have used? As per standard, how much hours we should have used? But actually, how many hours he used? Efficiency means comparison between hours. Standard hours versus actual hours. Standard hours for actual production versus actual hours for actual production. These two should be compared. How much hours I should have used, but how much hours I have actually used. Efficiency comparison. Okay, I am comparing the efficiency. How can I compare the efficiency of labor? How well he is working, how fast he is working, how efficiently he is working, by converting that into hours. Okay. For this, the formula is SR, standard hours for actual production minus actual hours into standard rate. That is standard hours into standard hours into standard rate minus standard rate into actual hours. Okay, I'll go to the next slide. I will show you the formulas in the subsequent slides. Okay, so the continuation labor mix or gang variances. When I will deploy different types of labor like skilled labor, unskilled labor, men type, gender men, gender woman labor, or A, B, C, D, different type of labors, this mix variance will come. Similar to material mix, here it is labor mix or labor composition or gang variance. Similar to material mix, in material mix variance, what is the logic? Material mix variance, what is the logic actually? Standard mix for actual material used, standard mix for standard ratio for actual material used, we have to identify. Similar to here, standard hours for actual labor hours deployed, standard mix for standard ratio for actual labor hours deployed, standard mix for actual labor hours used, that we have to identify. How to identify that we will discuss in subsequent problems. While solving the problems we will discuss. So before that, just some basic idea you should know. What is the meaning? You should not mug up the formula simply. That is the objective. That is why I am discussing this. How this formula is arrived is given here. Then direct labor yield variances. This is comparison between the standard hours versus revised standard hours. Okay, how to arrive that, how to do that, that I will discuss with you while working out the problem. Then the formula is given here. Finally, idle time variance, the additional one. Idle time in the sense what? Employee is not working, or employee don't have is idle, is not working. What is the variances? So this is also we will discuss. What is that idle time variances? Employee is not efficient, employee is idle, is not doing any work. So, but this also we will discuss. Formula is given here. We'll go to the next slide. So this is the formula. This is what you should remember, or you should logically frame this formula. What is the first one? SR into SH. Second one is what? SR into RSH. Third one is what? SR into AH. Fourth one is what? AR into AH. So what is the meaning? SR means what? SR means standard rate. Then what is standard rate means what? What is the rate I am going to pay to my labor? That is standard rate. Okay. Then what? SH, standard hours. Standard hours means standard hours for actual production. For this production, for actually this you produce this much, for this what is the standard hours required? As per my standard, what is the standard hours I should have spent? That is standard hours. Okay. Then SR, again standard rate, into revised standard hours. What is the revised standard hours? As I said, standard ratio is given in the question. This will be applicable when I have more than one different sector of segment of employees. For example, skilled, unskilled, semi-skilled. Then this revision will come. Standard mix revision will come. That is nothing but standard mix for this actual hours used. Okay. Then what? Standard rate. Third one is standard rate. Again, SR means standard rate into actual hours. Actually, how much hours I spent. That will be the point there. Then what is the fourth one? Actual rate. Actually, how much I paid to my labor. That is actual rate. Into actual hours. Actually, how many hours I used for production. That is actual hours. Okay. So in continuation to this, here the thing is explained. Standard rate. SR means standard rate for labor per hour. Standard hours means standard hours for actual production or output. Then RSH, revised standard hours, nothing but standard mix for actual hours used. Okay. So then AH, actual hours. Then AR, actual rate of labor per hour. Then SR into SH. That is formula actually. Standard cost of standard labor. Then SR into RSH, revised standard cost of labor. Then standard rate SR into AS, that is standard cost of actual labor, standard cost of actual labor. Then AR into AH, that is actual cost of labor. Okay, this thing, this four boxes, this four formula is the main thing you should remember logically, and also by memory also you should be able to remember this formula. Okay. So continuation. Now the formula, what minus what equal to what? So 1 minus 2 equal to what? Efficiency or yield variance. That is first box and second box. 1 minus 2 means first box and second box. SR into SH minus SR into RSH equal to labor sub efficiency or yield variance. Okay. Then 2 minus 3. 2 minus 3 equal to what? Labor mix or gang or composition variances. That is 2 minus 3. 2 minus 3 means what? SR into RSH minus SR into AH. Okay. Then labor efficiency variances. That is comparison between 1 minus 3. 1 is what? So SR into SH minus SR into AH will give you labor efficiency variance. Then labor rate variance. That is 3 minus 4. SR into AH minus AR into AH. Okay. Then labor cost variances. that is 1 minus 4. 1 minus 4 means SR into H minus AR into AH. This is cross checking. What plus what will be give the what actually. Labor sub efficiency or yield variance plus labor mix variance equal to labor efficiency variance. Similar to your material cost variance. There what happens? Material sub usage variances plus material mix variance equal to material usage variances. There it is usage, here it is efficiency. Name is, the terminology is changed because there it is material, here it is labor. Okay. So then what is the next checklist? Labor efficiency variable plus variance plus labor rate variance equal to labor cost variances. Similar to your material variances, there material usage variances plus material price variance equal to material cost variances. Here it is labor efficiency variance plus labor rate variance equal to labor cost variances. Okay. So this is the formula. I suggest you to go through the formulas and understand the formulas first before getting into the problem. You should try to understand the problem properly. Understand the formulas properly. So we will move to the problems now. We'll move to the problems. So illustration 10. Illustration 10. So here in this question they have given gross wages direct, that is actual wages for department X and department Y, 28,080 and 19,370. Standard hours is given, standard rate per hour is given, actual hours worked is given. Okay, there is two department. Department X is separate, department Y is separate. Okay, so what is the question? They are asking us to calculate each of three labor variances. Three labor variances in the sense what, sir? Whether mix gang is applicable to this. Whether what else you have? Mix gang is there. Then you also have sub efficiency mix gang. Whether these two is applicable to this problem or not, that is not applicable to this problem. Why? Because labors that labor different segment of labor is not our information is not available. For example, men, women, or skilled, unskilled, semi-skilled. If such type of labor segment is provided in the question, then we have to apply this sub efficiency mix, all those things we have to apply. Okay, for this problem those two categories is not applicable. Anyhow, I will show you the formulas fully. I will show you the formulas. So this is the question. So I will work out for X first, department X. Okay, I will work out it for department X first. So what is the formula? What is the formula? Formula is so the formula is SR into SH, that is 1 1, then SR into RSH, that is 2, then what, SR into AH, that is 3, then 4, that is AR into AH. Okay, so this is the formula, fundamental formula. So 1 minus 2 equal to what? 1 minus 2 equal to sub-efficiency, whether it is applicable or not applicable. Not applicable for this problem. Not applicable for this problem. Why? Because there is no segment of labor used. Information is not available. Simply they gave the labor hours. They didn't give the breakup of segment of labors. Like as I said, men, women are skilled, unskilled, semi-skilled. Then this topic is available. Then what about 2 minus 3? Mix or gang. Applicable or not applicable? Not applicable for this problem. Not applicable for this problem because mix is not available, because there is no segment of labors, only hours. Simply hours is given in the question. That is, this is also not applicable. Then what? 1 minus 3. This is efficiency variance. This is what? Efficiency variance. This is applicable for this problem. Okay. Then continuation. What is continuation? Continuation for department X. Department X. What is SR for department X? Again I will write the formula. This is everything for group 1 level. If you are clear with this, then you completed the major portion of standard costing. So standard hours, what is the standard hours? 8,640. 8,640. Then what is the standard rate? What is the standard rate? 3 rupees. 3 rupees per hour. Okay. This is 1. Then 2, as I said, not applicable. Then 3 is what? 3 is what? 3 is actual rate into standard hours. Sorry, actual hours into standard rate. Okay. 3 is what? Actual hours into standard rate. Actual hours into standard rate. What is the actual hours given in the question? Actual hours is given or not given? Yes, it is given directly. 8,200 is given in the question. 8,200 into standard rate is how much? 3 rupees. Okay. Then what about 4? Then what about 4? What about fourth one? What about fourth one? Actual hours into actual rate. Whether it is given directly, actual hours into actual rate, how much will come? Will give you the actual wages. Actual wages is given in the question directly. Direct wages, gross wages, direct how much? That is your actual wages. 28,080 rupees directly given in the question. So we can write that actual hours into actual rate equal to 28,080 rupees. So now what is the answer for first thing? 8,640 into 3 rupees. 8,640 into 3 rupees. 25, 920, here nil. Third one 8,200 into 8,200 into this thing is 24,600, and the last fourth one is 28,080. Okay, so now tell me that 1 minus 3 equal to what? 1 minus 3 equal to what variances? Efficiency variance. Okay, labor efficiency variance. So positive or negative? I think it is positive. If it is positive, then it is favor. 1,320 favor. Okay, then what? 3 minus 4. 3 minus 4. 24,600 minus 28,080. 24,600 minus 28,080. It's a favor or adverse? What is the meaning of 24,600? That is my standard cost of actual labor. Standard cost of actual labor is 24,600, but actually how much I spent? 28,080 extra I spent. That is my rate variance. Extra spent time, because 3 rupees is my standard rate. 3 rupees is my standard rate, but the actual rate might be higher. Actual rate might be higher. So because of that reason I am spending extra. So 3,480 is adverse. Then finally cost variances. That is sum of these two. Sum of these two. As I said in my PowerPoint presentation, cost variance equal to, this is rate variance. 3480 is rate variance. This is efficiency variance. Cost variance equal to what and what? Efficiency plus rate variance equal to cost variance. So 1,320 favor plus minus 3,480 adverse equal to how much? 2,160 adverse. This is my cost variances. Okay, so this way you can identify. This way you can identify or another way is 1 minus 4. 1 minus 4 equal to cost variance. Correct? Cost variance. What is 1? 25,920. What is 4? 28,080. Equal to how much? 25,920 minus 28,080. 25,920 minus 28,080 is how much? . 1 2160. 2160 adverse. Okay. So department X I completed. You please go through the department Y and you please work out yourself. This is the homework for you. You please work out the department Y. Okay. We will move to the next problem. We'll move to the next problem. Illustration 11 we will work out later. Before that, we will complete illustration 12 first. Illustration 12. Okay. So, what is the question? Standard labor component. The standard labor component, the actual labor the standard labor complement and the actual labor complement engaged in a week for a job are as under. Okay. So standard information is given, actual information is given. That information is for week actually. So the three types of labor actually: skilled workers, semi-skilled workers, unskilled workers. Three types of worker. Standard number of workers. Standard number of workers in the gang. There is a gang, group of people. So under skilled level, skilled workers, 32 people is there actually, 32%. Semi-skilled worker, 12% is there. Unskilled workers, 6% is there. Okay. Standard wage rate per hour is given, 3 rupees per hour, 2 rupees per hour, 1 rupee per hour is given. And also actual number of workers employed in the gang during the week, that also given. 28 workers in semi-skilled, 18 in semi-skilled, and 4 is in unskilled. Okay. Actual wage rate per hour is 4 rupees per hour, 3 rupees per hour, 2 rupees per hour. Okay. So continuation of the question, they give during the 40 hours working week. In a week they are going to work for 40 hours. Remember, in a week they are going to work for 40 hours. Actually they are going to work for 40 hours. Okay. The gang produced 1800 standard labor hours of work. The gang produced standard labor hours of work. The thing is, actually 40 hours. Actually 40 hours is available. Per person 40 hours is available. Okay. 40 hours is available. But the point is, as per standard per week they are able to, their standard labor hours is 1800 hours only. As per the standard they are making 1800 hours per week. Okay, that is the standard labor hours. So this is the question. We have to identify we have to work out one by one. What are the things they asked? They asked labor efficiency variance, they asked mix variance, they asked the rate variance, they asked the cost variance. Yes, mix variance. Whether mix variance will be applicable for this problem? Yes, it is applicable, because different segments of labor information is given. One is skilled labor, semi-skilled labor, unskilled worker. So mix will be applicable. How to work out that? We'll work out that now. We'll work out that. So before working out, always we should write the box first. That is formula. Okay. Box number 1 and 2, then 3, then 4. Okay. So what is the thing? First one is what actually? Standard rate into standard hours. Second one is what? Revised standard hours into standard rate. Third one is what? Standard rate into actual hours. Fourth one is what? Actual hours into actual rate. Okay. So in this question, what are the information is already available? What are the information is already available directly? Directly what is available? And what is required first? We will go by one. First thing is what? We should know standard rate. We should know standard rate. And we should know standard hours. Standard hours means what? Standard hours for actual production. Okay. Standard hours for actual production. Okay. Whether do we have standard rate in the question? Standard rate is given directly in the question. Standard rate is given directly in the question. Yes, it is given. 3 rupees is given as 3 rupees, 2 rupees, 1 rupees. It is given. Whether standard hours is actual directly given in the question? It is not directly given for all the segment wise, it is not given. Skilled we have to identify, semi-skilled we have to identify, unskilled, semi-skilled, skilled we have to identify, semi-skilled we have to identify, unskilled we have to identify, because they simply give the number of employees in the standard. Under the skilled they have 32, under the semi-skilled they have 12 number, under the unskilled they have 6 number. Numbers means number of employees. They didn't give the hours directly. But what they said, these 3 fellows, 32 plus 12 plus 6, these three segment of category fellows together produced 1800 labor hours per week. Together produced 800 labor hours per week. That is the question. If you read the question, they said standard labor hours produced is 1800 labor hours per week. Okay, this is the question. So we have to identify. For skilled how much, for skilled how much, for unskilled how much labor hours, for semi-skilled how much labor hours, for unskilled how much labor hours we have to identify. Total they have given 2800 they have given. Okay, so how to identify that? So 32, how to identify that? We can identify in many manner. I will show you one of the way. What is the gang hours? What is the gang hours per week? Actual gang. What is the gang hours per week? 40 hours per week. Actually, 40 hours per week. Okay. So 32 numbers. 32 is my standard. Okay. So if I apply 32 into 40, 32 into 40, what will come? 40 hours per week means per person per week. Then 12 into 40. Okay, what will come? Then 6 into 40, what will come? So 6 into 40, 240, 12 into 40, 480, 32 into 40, 12,080. If you add all the three things, how much hours is coming? Actually? So it's around 2000 hours. So around 2000 hours. 160 plus 200, 400, 800. Okay, so around exactly 2000 hours. Okay, so the information given in the question is for 2000 hours. Standard information is given for 2000 hours, meaning so 32 into 80. So how to identify for 1800 hours, or how to identify for 1800 hours? Because this is my standard hours, actually this is my standard hours produced. For this, what is my standard information is given for 2000 hours, but actually what is this standard? How much I spent? Actually how much I spent? 1800 hours only I spent. So it is not about spent, it is the standard. For me, this is the standard. 1800 hours is my standard. Okay, so how to identify that? 1280. This is for skilled. Okay, skilled first time identify. If my skilled labor for the week, is 1280 out of 2000 hours, means if my skilled labor for 1280 out of 2000 hours means into 1800 hours. If my total standard labor hours is 1800 hours, then what is my skilled labor? Got it or what I'm saying? If my total standard labor hour is 2000, then my skilled labor is 1280. If my total standard labor hours is 1800, then what is my skilled labor? That we need to identify. If you do like this, you will get the formula. If you apply this formula, you will get 1150. You get 1150. That is my standard labor hour. That is my actually standard labor hours, because actually 1800 is my standard labor hours. Okay, the total figure is given in the question. We have to apportion. How to apportion? For that, there is some standard ratio is required. This is the standard ratio. This is the standard ratio available already in the question. If my standard labor or skilled labor is 1280 out of 2000 hours, means then for 1800 total 1800 standard labor hours, what is my skilled labor hour portion? 1152. Similarly, semi-skilled 480. Semi-skilled 480 for 2000 labor hours. Then what if my standard labor hours 1800 means, then what is the portion of semi-skilled? What is the amount? 432 labor hours. Okay, then unskilled 240 divided by 2000 into 1800. What is the amount? What is the labor hour? 216. Okay, this is my standard labor hours. If you add all the three things, you will get 1800. 1152 plus 432 plus 216 equal to 1800. Okay, so I identified the standard labor hours. That is the first step. I identified it. So what I should do now? So 1152, that is skilled. Then semi-skilled is how much? Semi-skilled is how much? Just now we identified how much it is. 432. Then unskilled Unskilled how much? 216. Unskilled how much? 216 into standard rate 3, 2, 1. If you multiply all these things, then add it together. If you multiply all these things, then add it together, means you will get 4536. You will get how much? 4536. Then come to revised standard hours. Come to revised standard hours. What is this revised standard hours? Revised standard hours equal to standard mix for actual production. Revised standard hours equal to standard mix for actual labor hours used. Actual labors used. How to identify? How to identify the standard mix we have now? Just now we identified the standard mix. Actual labor hours, whether it is given directly in the question, we have to identify. Actual labor hours used. Actual labor hours used. We have to identify, it is directly given in the question. Just go through the question. It is not directly given. We have to identify. How to identify that? It is given for skilled. What is the labor? What is the number of labor in the question? What is the number of labor in the question? 28 numbers. For semi-skilled, what is the number of labor in the question? 18 numbers. Okay. For unskilled, what is the number of labor in the question? 4 numbers. Okay. So 28 numbers into 18 numbers into 4 numbers. What is the gang hours? Gang hours per week, 40 hours. This is actual, 40 hours. 40 hours. So 28 into 40 hours equal to total hours. 28 number means 28 employee. 18 numbers means 18 employee. 4 numbers means 4 employee. 40 hours means per person is working for 40 hours. Then 28 into 40 will give you total figure. So 28 into 40. 28 into 40 how much? 1120 hours. Okay. Then 720 hours. Then 160 hours. Okay. Standard mix for actual labor hours used. What is the total labor hour? 1120 plus 720 plus 160. 1120 plus 720 plus 160 equal to how much? Equal to 2000 hours. Equal to how much? 2000 hours. This is what actual labor used. My total actual labor used is how much? Total actual labor used equal to 2000 hours. For this we have to identify the standard mix. For this we have to identify the standard mix. How to identify that? How to identify that? Standard mix for actual labor hour used. What is our standard mix? What is our standard mix? Just first we identified now. Skilled how much we identified, semi-skilled how much we identified, unskilled how much we identified. For skilled how much we identified. For skilled how much we identified. We identified 1152, then 432, then 216. This is the ratio. 1152 is to 432 is to 216. On this ratio, 2000 hours actual should be reallocated. That is my revised standard hours. That is my revised standard hours. 2000 hours actual hours used should be reallocated. How to do that? So if you add 1152 432 plus 216, now 1800 will come. So 1152 divided by 1800 into 2000. Okay, 1152 okay will give you 1280 hours. This is my revised standard mix. Similarly 432 divided by 1800 into 2000 equal to how much will come? 480. Similarly we have to do it for 216 divided by 1800 into 2000 equal to how much will come? 240 hours. Okay, just go through the workings. So if you add all the three things, you will get 2000 hours. If you add 1280 plus 480 plus 240 equal to 2000 hours. This is my revised standard mix. So 1280 480 240 is my revised standard mix. This I have to write here. 1280 so 1280 only now. 1280 into 3, then 480 into 2, then 240 into 1. Okay, I completed the second portion also. Then what about the third portion? What is the answer for second portion? If you multiply all these things, then add it, now you will get around 5040. 5040 is the answer. What is the third one? SR into AH. SR means standard rate. AH means actual hours used. Actual hours used we identified just now. Actual hours used just now we identified. What is the actual hours used? 1152 or something else. What is the actual hours used we identified? Just go through our workings. What we identified? Actual hours used. Yeah, actual labor hours used equal to actual labor hour used equal to 1120 720 160. How we identify? 28 into 40, 18 into 40, 4 into 40. Okay, so 1120 720 160. That is the actual labor hours we use. So this we have to write here. Actual labor hours used, this we have to write here. So 1120 will come. 1120 will come. Then 1120. Then 720. Then 160. Standard rate is how much? 321. Then what is the answer? What is the answer? If you multiply and add all the three things, you will get around 4960. You will get around 4960. Then what is the last one? Actual hours into actual rate. That is 1120, 720, 160. So 1120 into what? Actual rate is given in the question directly. Actual rate is given in the question. Yes, it is given in the question. That is 432. 432. If you multiply and add all together, what is the answer you are getting? 6960. Okay, one is 4536, second one is 5040, third one is 4960, fourth one is 6960. Okay, so now we will work out the variances. Now we will work out the variances. Now we will work out the variances. Just I am writing the answer here. Just I am writing the answer here. One is how much? One is how much? 4536. 2 is how much? 5040. 3 is how much? 4960. 4 is how much? 6960. Okay, this will be useful to work out the answer. So now tell me, 1 minus 2 equal to what? 1 minus 2 equal to sub-efficiency variance equal to 4536 minus 5040 equal to adverse or favor? It is adverse. It is adverse. How much adverse? 504 adverse. Okay. Then what? 2 minus 3. 2 minus 3 equal to what actually? Mixed variance. 2 minus 3 equal to what? Mixed variance. So 5040 minus 4960 equal to favor. How much favor? 80 rupees favor. Okay. Then what? 3 minus 4. 3 minus 4 is what? Rate variance. Rate variance how much? 4960 minus 6960. That is my rate variance. Rate variance is huge. How much? 2000 adverse. Then what? Then what? 1 minus 3 is my efficiency. Efficiency variance. Efficiency variance how much? 4536 minus 4960 equal to how much? 424 adverse. Then what? Then what? 1 minus 4. That is cost variance. That is how much? 4536 minus 6960 equal to how much? 2424 adverse. 2424 adverse. Okay. Lengthy problem, you can expect around 8 marks from this. We'll move to the next problem. We'll move to the next problem. Just go through the workings. Before that, just go through the workings on time. So the problem starts from here. From here it is starting 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 boxes. We have to identify standard hours first, then revised standard hours, then actual hours, then we have to work out the problem. Okay. So this is the answer. Okay, we'll go to the next problem. So just go through this question. A chemical company gives you the following standard and actual data of its chemical number 1456. You are required to calculate the variances, material as well as labor. So they are asking for material alone, because in this problem they are asking material variances. Okay. So how to work out this problem? First go through the standard data. So standard data, what is the information given? 450 kgs of material A. 450 kgs of material A, rupees 20 per kg into 9,000 rupees. They are using material A and material B for producing chemical number 1456. For producing chemical number 1456, they are using two materials, A and B, in some proportion, 450 into 20, 360 into 10. Okay, this is the raw material. Raw material total how much? 450 plus 360, 810 is the raw material. Okay, this problem is little bit tricky. You should understand why I am discussing is little bit tricky problem. So 810 is my input minus normal loss how much? 90 will give you the output how much? 720. 720 is output, meaning this standard information, this standard data is for the output of 720. The standard ratio of raw material given in the question is for the output of 720 standard. Okay, correct or not? This you have to understand first. Then come to the actual data. Actual is how much? 450 is the raw material, 360 is the raw material for B, and 1911 is given the rate per kg. So 810 is the raw material used minus normal loss how much? 50. Normal loss is 50. Then what is the output? Actual output is how much? 760. Actual output is how much? 760. Standard output is how much? 720. Actual output is how much? 760. Yeah, standard output is how much? 720. So this is what the thing. Other problems, normally if you go through previous problems, output will be same for standard versus actual. So you can take the data as it is. But in this problem, output differs, which means we are producing the standard data for actual production. We are producing the standard data for what? Actual production only. We are producing the data for standard data for actual production. Here the actual production is not same. Actual production and standard production is not same. Standard production is 720, actual production is 760. So what we have to do is, we have to do some adjustment. We have to identify the standard material for actual production. We have to identify the standard material for actual production first. That is the first step. Okay. So this is the new learning from this problem. This is the new learning from this problem. You can ask, sir, in previous problem this is not done like this, because already data is available for actual output only. Standard data is available for actual output only. Okay, but in this problem standard data is not available for actual production. It is available for some other output. We have to change the standard data according to the actual production. Actual production is 760, that is the output. For that, what is the standard material we would have used, that we have to identify. Okay, I will work out, you will understand. So again we are discussing about material. So this problem they are asking in question only material, they are asking us to work out for material answer only. So we are working out material first. 1 2 3 4. Okay, what is the thing actually? 1 2 3 4. Okay, so A is there, B is there. What is the formula? Standard quantity into standard rate. Here the formula is revised standard quantity into standard rate. Here the formula is standard actual quantity into standard rate. Here the formula is actual quantity into actual rate. Okay, this is the formulas. So first thing, SQ means what? SQ equal to standard quantity for actual production. Standard quantity for actual production. SR means standard rate. It is available in the question directly. We can take it from the question directly. Now the point is whether standard quantity for actual production is available directly in the question. It is not available. Why? Because if you go through the question, what is the standard data available in the question? What is the standard data available in the question? 450 raw material, 450 raw material for A, 360 raw material for B, 450 raw material for A, 360 raw material for B is total raw material 810. Then loss is how much? Loss is 90. Then output becomes 720. Normal loss become 90 and the output is equal to 720. This is the standard output. This is the standard information. This is for standard. Then what about actual? Actual also they give the information. Finally, what is the output they gave? What is the output they gave in the question? What is the output they gave in the question? Just go through the question. 760. 760 is the actual output. Okay. So as per the formula, what is the formula? SQ means what? SQ means standard quantity for what production? Actual production. In this question, standard quantity, standard output and actual output is not same. 720 is given, 760 is given. So we have to identify standard quantity for actual production. My actual production is 760. For this, what is the standard quantity? For this, what is the standard quantity? Okay, that we have to identify. How to identify that? We have to identify by the standard data. What is the standard data? 450, 360, 810, 90, 720. This is my standard data, correct? 720. This is my standard data. Actual production is 760. Actual production is 760. How to identify that? How to identify the standard mix for actual production? How to identify that? So we have to identify like this for A. If 450 is the input for producing output of 720 means, then if I produce 760, what is the input required? So 450 divided by 720, 450 divided by 720 into 760 equal to standard material for A will come. Will give you 475. Will give you 475 kg. Okay. Likewise for B. If I spent 360 raw material for producing 720 output, then for 760 of output, how much raw material I would have produced? How much raw material I would have used? Sorry, not produced, used. So 360 divided by 720 into 760 equal to 380 kgs. Okay. This is what standard quantity for actual production. A equal to 470, B equal to 380 kg. This is what standard mix for actual production. For producing 760 of output, for producing 760 output, this raw material is required. Okay, this much thing is required. So what we have to do? Now we identified the standard quantity for actual production. So we have to apply here. We have to apply here. A is standard quantity is 475 we identified. 475 we identified and 380 we identified for B into standard rate is available in the question. Into standard rate is available in the question directly into 20 into 10. Okay, into 20 into 10. Similarly, RSQ, revised standard quantity for actual production. Revised standard quantity for actual production, that is standard mix for actual production. How to identify that? RSQ equal to standard mix for actual production. Standard mix for actual production. Standard mix for actual production. So what is the standard mix? What is the actual production or actual material used? Standard mix for actual material used, not actual production. Standard mix for actual material used, actual labor used, actual material used. Standard mix for actual material used. So actual material used how much? 810 kg. Correct or not? Refer the question. Actual material used how much? 810 kg. That is what plus what? 450 plus 360 equal to 810 kg is the actual mixed. Then what is my standard mix? Standard mix just now we identified. What is my standard mix? Standard mix is how much? 475. 380 is my standard mix. 475 versus 380 is my standard mix. That will give you 515, 855. Okay. So how to work out that? So the thing is 475 for A, how much? A equal to 475 divided by 855 into 810 kg. Okay, 475 divided by 855 into 810 kg equal to 450 kg is my revised standard quantity for A. Then what about B? B equal to 380 divided by 855 into 810 kg equal to how much? Equal to 360 kg. Okay, so my revised standard quantity for B equal to 360 kg. Okay, so this is the thing. So we identified 450, 360. 450, 360 is my RSQ. 450, 360 is my RSQ. Now I am writing here. Now I am writing A 450, B 360 kg. Standard rate is given. Standard rate is given, and here the actual quantity. Here the actual quantity is directly available in the question. That also 450, 360 into standard rate 2010. Actual quantity 450, 360 into actual rate 1911. So if you multiply and add all these things, you will get 13,300, then 12,600, then 12,600, then 12,510. You please calculate the variances yourself. And there is one more problem. You please work out that problem in the material, and if any doubts, you can comment or message me. I will explain. Problem number illustration number 11 I will give you as a homework. Okay, so illustration 11, just go through this problem. So with this standard costing topic is completed. Start working out the problem, revise it regularly, and especially solve the suggested answers, RTP, NTP related problem. Okay, and remember the formulas properly, write the formulas properly, and try to logically understand the formula. Okay, so with this topic is over. Let no day pass by without you working towards realizing your dreams. Okay, if you have a dreams, maybe that may be a clearing or a qualifying CMA with good marks, with the rank also. So if you have such type of dreams, you have to work out that. Fine, nice to meet you, nice to talk with you. Any doubts, please ask me. Okay, thank you.